book cannot reflect civilization, but it is agricultural tools and science that reflect civilization. So spade is civilization. What is spade in Kannada? Spade. Yeah. So spade is the source of civilization, not book. No book reflects the civilization entirely. But production, your grains, your agriculture, your food, your whatever it is. Publishers of this book, I'll speak in English. Hopefully you will all try to understand. I'll speak in a very simple English. Madhu Bangarappa, as education minister, I know him for last 2 years. He is perhaps the only education minister in any state who is trying to revolutionize school education and change the basic structure from class 1 to 12, so that Karnataka will be completely a different state after 20-30 years. And Shivanna, who has been my friend for a long time, who is a long-standing congressman and a close friend of Chief Minister Shudra, and he has been gracious to come here. And of course, Professor Narayana, though I didn't understand entire his speech, but he elaborately reviewed the book and conveyed the essential message. And Bharati Devi Garu, I think she spoke very crisp and basic structure of this book, the basic philosophy of this book. And I'll really thank Jayalakshmi Garu. I was asking people here and there whether the title is right, whether the translation has captured the essence of the book. But most people said it did capture the essence of the book. Now friends, I come from a shepherd family. I was a shepherd till my 9th year. I didn't go to school very early. Then I was with agriculture. I was from a very small rural village, from almost forest zone. Now, why I wrote this book? I wrote a book on Buffalo nationalism. I said in 1996, I wrote a book in English, Why I'm Not a Hindu, which became the bestseller of that year. Then I wrote many things. This is my second book on Shudras. Now, what made me to write this essential book? In 1946, Ambedkar wrote a book called Who Were the Shudras? And after that, no Shudra wrote any book on Shudras. Universities, professors, foreign educated. And if you look at your Kannada society, from Lingayat, Vakalinga to the barber community, to washer community, and in between your pot makers, you have various communities. Perhaps in Telangana we have 56% of OBCs, but if the Shudra, Reddy and Kammas, Kapus are included, Shudras are about 68%. Here it could be the same, Lingayat, Vakalinga and all that. But if you look at them in Delhi, even the richest Shudras from Karnataka, biggest state, you don't find them in running the central government. ambassadors, top ministers, except here and there. Those who came from here, the top ministers were Brahmins. S.M. Krishna and Vakalinga, and also other ministers were there. But then, all over India, the Shudras were divided into state population, but they are not national. Whether Reddis, Kammas, Patels in Gujarat or Jats, vagaira, vagaira. Now I forgot Cynthia Stephen is here who first reviewed this book in Frontline from Bangalore. Cynthia, I am glad you are here. I could see you. So then I was wondering why these Shudras who are agriculturally very rich, state politics they run, state businesses sometimes, agrarian business they run. But if you look at your Bangalore high-tech city economy, it is 99% in the hands of Brahmins, Vaishyas and Marwadis. After your caste census, you will know. In Telangana, our caste census have shown that even Reddis don't own 5% of software business, who rule the state for a long time and supposed to be Reddy rich class. But the main point of writing this book on Shudras, there are 2-3 points which struggled me from my childhood. Number one, when I was reading in class 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 12th, in Telugu medium, Madhu, Ramayana Mahabharata were appearing in poetry form, and neither the names of in the Ramayana Mahabharata nor in the books, there were no Shudras. Either they were Brahmin saints, sannyasis, or Kshatriya kings. Entire books were about only them. You see, open Ramayana, Mahabharata. And I got a doubt around 10th and 11th class, who were producing food for these people? How were they eating? Then later on I saw some films. NTR is very popular on Sri Krishna film and Rama film. Huge gold and kiritam and women, all ornaments. Who made them? The makers are not there in the book. There is no description. Who made the pots for their best cooking? Payasam, all kinds of Shadrasopetanas. You know what they described? 50 items, 60 items, kings were eating. But who were cooking? Who were making all of them? Nowhere. Now this was shocking me. These people are majority, they are not there. In the villages only we are there. So we were shepherds, somebody else weaver, somebody else stiller, somebody is making pots, somebody is... More than that, later when I was in university, I was with the left movement, radical left. I narrowly escaped going underground and getting killed. Very narrowly escaped. Because my brother who educated me became suddenly big heart patient, and his valves, 2 valves were not there in the heart in 1976. So the doctor said he will die. He educated me. I couldn't put up with it. So I had to borrow loans and do all kinds of things, brought to Vellore, Christian Medical College Hospital, and got him his valve replaced, and he lived with one valve for 47 years. He died last year. So because of that, I couldn't go into underground Naxalite movement. I came back. Now, 2-3 things shocked me. One, why production, tilling of the land, or mud is pollution in a religion. In a religion, so there are proverbs in the village. In Telugu, Buruda lenide buvva ledu. Without mud, there is no food. Right? But why mud is untouchable for God? For God, I can understand. But a Brahmin child, if he goes and plays with mud, they say, no, you are doing a Shudra thing. Don't play with mud. Don't play with soil. This is Shudra. So mud, without mud there is no food. How can it become untouchable to God? How can it become untouchable to priest? Priest doesn't touch mud. Then what is... Then that is okay. Then when a girl was getting menstruated, for 11 days she is being put outside. A torturous course. So menstruation was treated as untouchable. Now there is a proverb in Telugu, I don't know in Kannada it is there. A shepherd fellow has a madness of neem fruit. Every shepherd has madness. But I used to think that I have this much of madness. Big fruit of madness you are. So, if menstruation is pollution, without menstruation there is no child. Source of birth. And that menstruating woman is in Brahmin house, in Baniya house. And why she cannot read Sanskrit? Leave alone Shudra. Why that woman? Do you know Sanskrit was never a language of production, field. It was never a language of kitchen. No Brahmin woman could use Sanskrit in kitchen. And that is the reason why all your cooking items' names are not there in Sanskrit at all. If you don't use a language, that names are not there. Naturally, no? So, I thought then I read Mahabharata, Rigveda. Then when I finished my MA, I thought of doing PhD on ancient India. Hindu thought, but I didn't realize what to do with who's Hindu thinker. Then I thought of doing PhD on Gautam Buddha's political thought. I did that. In that, I read comparison, all Hindu literature, Sanskrit translations, and the Buddhist, Suttas and Pitakas. In Suttas and Pitakas, you find all communities. In Buddhist literature, you find all communities. In Sanghas, women were there, men were there, Granikas, the prostitutes, were admitted. You know Amrapali? You heard about Amrapali? Amrapali was admitted into Buddhist Sanghas. So, after I did that, I was shocked. Why modern India, democratic India, all these Shudras who are majority, then untouchables. I will give you one example. Recently, Telangana government has conducted caste survey. And this was Rahul Gandhi's main agenda. All nations should go for caste surveys. Every caste should have its X-ray. So they conducted. Then he only asked Telangana government to constitute an independent expert committee with a Supreme Court judge. And I was asked to be vice chairman of that committee. And we looked at 242 castes and women's status in that. Education. You know, in Telangana, entire urban economy is in the hands of 4 castes. And we went and presented this to cabinet. We gave the report. We went to Kargeji and Rahul Gandhi because they are the heads of. So when I presented the report, Kargeji made one point. Kanchaji, all OBCs commit atrocities on our Dalits. So, what do you do about it? How do we? Then I was looking at why untouchability came. Because the Dalits and Shudras and OBCs work in the agricultural field. They are labor. Some of them have lands. Where did the untouchability start? Who began it? You know, the third thing that shocked me, even in my relatives' houses, my own relatives, people don't allow chappal or shoes inside the house. And if it is a God's arra, God's room, much less. But I was arguing like a mad guy. Without chappal you would have died. You could not have walked into the forest. You could not. Chappal is saving you. You are hating it. And I don't know an idol in my house is saving me or not. Idol worship we know. But chappal is saving me, my feet and my body. Why do you hate it? Then when I went into history, what happened was, after animal economy developed, sheep, goat, buffalo, cow, bull, they developed, skinning started. Skinning without making holes to the skin. See, he is a professor, I was a professor. She is a college professor. Can we skin an animal skin without making a hole? Yeah? But give it to a mochi. With one instrument and using fingers, without a single hole to the skin, he will bring it out and convert skin into leather, leather into bags, commodities, ropes, and agriculture survived because of that. Now, how come that these scientists, leather scientists, became untouchables? And that was the first industry in India. So then I went into doing a research in leather industry. Because when I was in 7th class, studying in a nearby village, there was no 7th class. I brought my one friend to my house. My mother cut your village kodi, right? Natu kodi, and gave us food. Then after eating, she asked my friend's caste. Bida, what is your friend's caste? I said, they are Madiga. So she was furious with me. Did you bring a Madiga into a shepherd kurba house? Then what kind of this thing? I said, what is wrong? We go and eat in. No, Madigas have spoiled our house. Our history has gone. We can't live as kurmas in the village. Then I said, Abba, we call Abba. If you do the same thing, I'll go and live in a Madiga house, not in your house. I'm not going to, because I go and eat in your house, in their houses. What is this? No, they are beef eaters. We are mutton eaters, they are beef eaters. What is the difference between two muttons? So this problem came. Then when I studied, it was Brahmin rishis who declared leather as untouchable. From leather as untouchable, the entire leather making scientists became untouchables and they must live away from the village. And that was put into the Shudra mind. You are only cattle rearers. In this there is a chapter. And I will tell Kargeji if I meet once again, there was no untouchable category in Rigveda. The Chandal word came later. Only Shudras. Shudras were inferior. Then I met Rahul Gandhi in 2014. He called me. And he was not understanding this Modi OBC category. He was going around, even Karnataka was going around him. And what is this? Because Rahul Gandhi and his sister were not properly, in the society, because they were dead. Their mother was dead scared about the children's life. They were brought out in a fortress. So he asked me to about caste system. I am an OBC. He said, but this OBC reservation has problems, this and that. I said, I had to explain him the whole caste system and said, the roots of this are in the Varna system. Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. If you want to understand caste system, please read the same Hindu literature and who were the Shudras. But there were no books, except Ambedkar book. In his college and school or university, nobody. And how many of you were in the schools? Did you read a lesson on pot making in the schools? Pot making is a science, right? Did you, any one of you Shudras, OBCs, read a lesson on tilling the soil? Did you read? Did you read a lesson on animal grazing? Did you read a lesson on home sweeping? Cloth washing? Then I wrote a book called Dignity of Labor, Teaching Dignity of Labor. How many mothers, I am glad there are women here, how many of you ask your son and daughter to wash the dishes at home? Both of them? Son and daughter? You ask only daughters to clean the house, dishwash, cloth wash. No son washes mother's clothes. Now that is because the Brahmin priest thinks that women's body is a pollution. Women's body itself is a pollution. That is the reason why you have to be away from the ritual practice. This is not religion. This is superstition. So I went back to the Shudra history and wrote 2 books. This is my second book, but this is most detailed book. My appeal to Kannadigas is, Karnataka from south has given place to RSS and BJP. Okay, fine, no problem. The same Karnataka has produced 2 top RSS leaders, Sudarshan and Dattatreya Hosabole now. Both of them are Brahmins only. Why not a Vakalinga? Why not Vakalinga head for RSS? Why not a Lingayat? Why not a Kurba? Because RSS does not allow Shudras to head the organizations. Then there is a problem. No, Madhuji, all my books are read by RSS intellectuals more than others. Because there is a challenge here. So, this book, I will briefly just summarize it, and then because minister has to go and all of you must be going for your own lunch and all that. See, in this book, I have made only 4 or 5 major points. 1, today RSS BJP leaders are saying our civilization comes from Vedas. And Rig Veda was written around 8th century BCE. But was there no civilization before that book? What is a civilization? So then there is a chapter in this book called Book Cannot Reflect Civilization, but it is agricultural tools and science that reflect civilization. So spade is civilization. What is spade in Kannada? Spade. Yeah. So spade is the source of civilization, not book. No book reflects civilization entirely. But production, your grains, your agriculture, your food, your whatever it is. Today I eat in Madhu Bangarappa's house unusual idli. I have never eaten in my life. So soft, so different. It is a typical Kannada idli. And that is your culture and civilization. It is not. So each culture, civilization forms from agricultural work, production, environment, but not from book. Book can never shape your production, your civilization. Then I went back to the instruments. Who built the city, first city in the world? It was Harappa. It was not Harappan. Then I said Harappa was a name. His name became the city name. Then a lot of Brahmins, scholars asked me, why are you fixing this name Harappa? I said, in your Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, there was no Appa and Ayya names. But in Karnataka, Ramappa, Yellappa, Mallappa, Pullappa, full Appas. And they all are grandsons of Harappa. Even in Telangana, Ayya and Appa, we have a Ramappa temple. You know what happened civilizationally? After Harappan city was destroyed, after Aryan migration, there were war or whatever, people of cattle economy, sheep, goat, buffaloes. There is no buffalo in Europe to produce milk. There is no buffalo in America. Only buffalo is in India. And they call only cow nation. Why not buffalo? Buffalo is giving more milk. Please calculate your milk in Karnataka, whether buffalo gives more milk or cow. It is buffalo. You drink buffalo coffee, buffalo tea, not so much cow. But why not buffalo nation? Because buffalo is a black animal. Black is bad. So I was asking my intellectual friends, yeah, black is very bad, but when your black hair becomes white, why do you paint it black on your head? Black is sitting on your head, yaar. Your head has become mad now. Let cinema actresses become white hair women. Then let us see whether any producer takes them into film at all with white hair. They will have to have very black hair, white skin. What is this? So this is a construction process. So therefore I said, India is a buffalo nation, not cow nation. We drink buffalo milk and we disrespect that animal. And that is a Shudra animal. In no Brahmin house you can find. See, whenever you build a new house, the priest asks to bring a cow. But did ever a priest ask to bring a buffalo into new house? Huh? But it's milk, it's curd. Now that is the kind of superstition they put in your mind, my mind, everybody's mind. And politicians make it more because all people have to vote according to the priest advice. So they will bring 10 cows into their house. And it has to put penda there. It has to shit in the house so that more people can vote along with, cow shit. Now this is a superstition. Therefore, I said all animals are equal. Man and woman is fully equal and no menstruation is pollution. It is pure, you worship menstruated woman. You worship your shoes. And then Dalit will be worshipped. Once you worship shoes, Dalit will come into your house as an equivalent. Now this, I said, is a mad theory. India, Kancha Ilaiah is full of madness. But Buddha was mad. Buddha was fully mad. Ambedkar was mad. Mahatma Phule was mad. Without mad people, again, is totally mad caste. You can't change. They are all totally mad, actually. They think that tilling the soil is insult. But without food. When I was in 4th class, there was a lesson. The words, a, e, a, arati, e, this, that. And when Ru came, the word Rushi came. So I asked my teacher, that there was a picture of the Rushi sitting on under the tree, and the Rishi was there. Sir, I asked him, I never saw such a Rishi sitting with huge this thing and all that. I asked him, sir, who is he? He said, he folded his hands and said, he's a great man. Sir, is great man always only sits there? Or is great man works? Is great man produces food or great man only sits? If he never produced a single grain but has been eating all his life, how is he become great? What is his greatness? How can we? So the moment if somebody takes a sannyasi vesham, you all go and fall at his feet. You don't fall at the feet of the farmer who produces food for your stomach. You have to reverse. So the book's essence is reverse the civilization, then we will challenge China within 50 years. America within 50 years. All our science is borrowed now. Central government is borrowing every weapon, buying from outside. No Indian production. Because if you don't respect your plowshare agriculture, how can you produce science? That is a science. That is innovation. You all know who produced aeroplane? Who constructed aeroplane? White brothers. They were agriculturists. They were simply agriculturists. Agriculturists needed to make lot of new tools every time. And there was Pushpaka Vimana in our books. Did it ever run? Did it ever flew? Mere writing does not help. You have to produce step by step, improve. But ultimately, in this book I said, without women's knowledge, India cannot improve. In India, men are source of dirtiness. All men, including me. We don't clean anything. We eat and throw it there. Women has to clean it. So when our Prime Minister was making Swachh Bharat, without our men learning how to clean, how can India be Swachh? India can never be Swachh. In Europe, in America, in China, there is no man-woman division of labor in cleaning, in cooking. So this is the tragedy. The Shudra farmer woman is the source of life. Therefore, man-woman equality has been there in Harappan civilization. Till these writings came. And in agriculture, did you ever notice two different men, a family man and a family woman go to agricultural weeding work? Only two are there in the field. They will be working in a very big field. But did you ever get a news that there was rape there? No. No. There is no suspicion also. Even the sexual engagement suspicion is not there in agrarian work. We don't do that. But in schools and colleges we find this now. This whole culture of raping. And just before 2 days back, one woman senior IPS officer commissioner, the day she took Hyderabad commissioner office, at 12 o'clock she went to a major bus stand, stood there till 3 o'clock, and about 40 men came to her and asked, can you come with me? How much is your charge? Commissioner. Her name is Sumati. It is there in internet. Then she kept the police away there. Each one was coming, young boy, college students and employees were coming, drunken, non-drunken also. And she is standing there, therefore she is available. Ask her price. She got all of them arrested, and she has told that women can stand in midnight anywhere, nobody can ask her this. This is the country. Therefore, in Shudra culture it is not there. In Dalit culture it is not there. There could be consensual relationships. So therefore, the book says man-woman equality is central. Lastly, if entire India, from tribal child to Brahmin child, from Gully to Delhi, if they don't speak one language, we are not going to transform. These divided languages. There may be sentiment of Kannada, there may be sentiment of Tamil, there may be sentiment of Telugu, but if the nation is not going to be one language. So whenever Amit Shah ji went on giving a slogan, one nation, one language, I immediately write an article, yes, I agree with you, one nation, one language, but that one language must be English. If English comes to every house, world comes into every house. But this they don't want. The rich want English medium for their children, and government schools should be Kannada, Telugu, Malayalam, this all, this thing. And I'm glad this young man has become education minister. He is now changing the entire Kannada education system into two language, English and Telugu, Kannada. You will see after 50 years, the Kannada, Dalit, Adivasi, OBC, Shudra, including Lingayat and Vakalingas will become philosophers of world order. Because English has that capacity. I was a Telugu medium educated up to 11th class. From PUC onwards, English. But I realized without learning English and writing English, I cannot win the battle. So my first book, Why I Am Not a Hindu, I wrote in absolutely Shepherd English. It is not British English, American English, and it became bestseller. You write your own language, home language English. And I calculated how many laborers in the villages know English words. Madhu, you know? Each laborer. Today in the villages, people don't say Neelu for water. They say water, salt, milk. Every item, English name, village, agrarian labor knows. Each laborer I counted 250 to 300 words they know. And if you add 700 more, 1,000 words are enough for writing philosophy. Not just, and I'm not saying this was Mao Zedong who said, those who can write philosophy in 1,000 words only, they change the world. He changed the world. So therefore, the last chapter speaks about India, Shudra, Dalit, Adivasi, women and men becoming English educated. Then there will not be inequality. The simple last sentence of mine was, we should pray all our village Pochama, Ellamma, Maisama goddesses only in English. O goddess, give us knowledge, give us equality. Menstruation is not impure. Yet no God. There is a Supreme Court case going on now about Sabarimala. There is no need for such judgments on this. So God created man and woman equal, and therefore they should be equal. So this is the book. I hope Kannadigas start talking about it. How many of you read educated women and men? Read at least an hour before your children a book. 1 hour at home. On Sunday at least. You don't read. You see mobiles. When you see mobiles at home, your children see only do that. So start reading and start changing this culture. It is not against any caste, against any party. It is for the India to challenge America, China, and Europe, become the greatest country in the next 100 years. Thank you. I'm very glad this is translated. Vijayalakshmi, you have done a great job. And I don't know why, most of my publishers are only women. And most of my translators are also only women. And you happen to be that. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Madhu and Shivanagaru, all of you are coming here. Thank you very much.